honestly, it's crazy if you know how in this time that we're living in, I find it pretty crazy that, by a lot of people's standards, I would be considered crazy in a world of crazy people because I don't do crazy things, because I don't do exciting things, because I'm not rich enough to be doing, the most extravaganza type of events and activities, because I'm not out partying all night. People always ask me, like, why you don't really be going to parties all night? I'm trying to get it. Why you always working, or why you always in the gym, or why you always reading, or why you always doing this, or why you always doing that and not this? Because I'm trying to get it, right? And it's so crazy that people consider you boring because all the things you do is routine, and you rarely ever actually do anything, I guess, fun. I'm not saying to not have fun. I do have spare time, on a weekly to monthly basis where, I treat myself out. I go, I go to a little spot, eat some good food or whatever it is. But it's just so surprising to see that the majority of people will perceive you as boring, as if that's to be an insult, by the way. And nowadays, it's to be perceived as a negative, in a negative connotation. If you're just doing routine and always being consistent and always doing what you need to do, right? And always doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it. People will call you crazy, people will call you insane, people will call you boring, people will call you this and that. You don't see them up there with you. You don't see them saying that you're not trying, at least, right? But it really is crazy. In such a world, in such a crazy world, only the sane are considered crazy and the crazy are considered sane. Prisoners let go free, and those who seek justice are in prison. Such a backwards environment that nowadays the only way to make it is to do everything from the get-go. But don't ever let nobody, don't ever let nobody tell you that and let it get to you, right? Don't ever let anybody do all that and tell you all that stuff, and regardless of whatever they tell other people, you're doing the things that you want to do and the things that you need to do because you need to do it, right? And because you're passionate about it, right? So why stop just because it might be perceived a certain way? As long as your reputation as far as work is intact, as far as professionally, you are not being held liable in an extent, there is no reason for you to stop the very thing that you have been born to do, and the very person you've been born to become. Even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, you're hungry, you're hurt, you don't really got a place to go, you do it because you know you're not getting that time back. You do it because you know that every second that you waste is potential easily just lost in the wind in the past, and there's no going back. So make every single decision you make, at least try. You could say, even if you didn't make it as far as you thought you would, but you damn well tried, right? So be boring, be consistent, be persistent, be crazy, be insane if you will, because it's only those type of people that change the world for a better place. Oh, I'm sure there's people that could change the world, that aren't doing it the same way you are. But they're never changing it for the better. You will rarely ever see anything like that. People would take shortcuts and call it genius, only then to be dumbfounded and shortcut in a way that they couldn't imagine. You took it, and you did it the hard way. And you learned, you grew. And as much as others might not see it, you know the path that you're taking right now will lead to somewhere better. Because it's not necessarily about the destination, right? It's exactly about what you become. Because what you become is something that can affect everything else like a domino. So be boring. Be consistent. Because the only time and the only way that mountains are made are through consistency. It's through erosion and consistent change, consistent growth, consistent rinsing and cleansing. It's only consistency and perseverance. And when you pair that with being smart with your time, being smart with the way that you handle your priorities, only you can stop yourself at that point. So don't wait. Do it now.